you are also a writer, yeah, and author.
I am. And then what I was going to say before we go into that, I have the last few years, I've really turned down a lot of roles. I've turned down quite a bit because, you know, anything that I feel is not going to push my career in the direction I want it to go, I don't want to do. And there's been friends, you know, people that are friends of mine that are filmmakers, and I've had to turn them down, and I hate to do it, but it's just that if it's a film that I feel is not going to further my career and it will just perpetuate the Scream Queen thing, it's like, that's not, I know, I always throw a fit, but, because that's not what I ever wanted. That's not what I ever wanted for my career. I always wanted, you know, a regular actor's career, a career where people aren't labeling you as something like that. Right. And I know for the fans, it's a fun thing. It's just a fun thing. They love their Scream Queens. It's like, oh, you're a Scream Queen. I love you, you know, but what I really want, and what I've wanted all along since when I was younger and just starting out, I wanted a career where people see me act in something, whether it's a comedy, whether it's a horror film, whether it's a drama or family film, or just to be an actress,
whatever. Right? Versus being,
I want people to see
the label.
I want to be seen as a professional actor, somebody who you can count on to give a good performance and who is solid, you know.
Right.
So that's how I want to be seen, not as like, you know, a label. Yeah.
Right.
Not to be pigeonholed. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
so, but I have Todd to thank for that, with originally Paradise Road, and then You Like to Draw, because we were going to do Misfit II, which he's asked me, well, if we do Misfit II, would you still be interested? I'm like, yes, of course I would, because for one, I love Todd, and the writing is excellent, and it's a good story. It's kind of a slasher story, but yeah, but it's well written. And see, that's the thing. I have horror films coming up that I'm going to be doing. I have a big vampire film coming up that I'm going to be doing.
Oh yeah, with John.
And with John Rain, a very good friend of mine. It's called Vampire Penance. Not quite ready to do it yet because the production of it is growing and growing in increments. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger. I've been attached to this film for a couple years now, and it's just, where it's going is amazing. So it should be filming.
I so wish we could talk about it, but
we can't.
We have to be quiet. But yeah, I'm actually gonna be running sound on that one. So
yes.
Yeah.
And when I found out Todd was going to be a part of the production and actually working on it, I was so excited, really excited. And so the film that I have coming up in, like, well, when this interview airs, I'll be either on set or I'll have just finished this, but it's a film called Finding Nicole, and it's about domestic violence. It's a very important film. It's based on a true story. The woman who is the character, Nicole, her name is Nicole Beverly, and she wrote a book called Finding Nicole, and she's been on the news. And yeah, it's a horrific story, and she's an amazing survivor. And so in it, I play the main character, Katie Wallen. Sometimes I pronounce her last name wrong, so I had to think about it. So the producers are, the production company is, oh, am I having another brain freeze? It's, I know what it is. Why can't I think of it right now? Well, anyways, Harley Whalen and his wife, Katie Whalen, and they're both also excellent actors as well as excellent producers. And so she's playing the role of Nicole, and I get to play her mother, and I'm really excited. And that's just coming up, just like not even 2 weeks from now, like less than that. But Itai, I didn't mean to cut you off. You about to say that
Me? No, nothing.
You
I'm
were
just
gonna
sitting
say-
here.
you were about to say that not only is she
That you are also a published author.
I know. I don't think a lot of people know that. I
Well,
don't too
I
warn about
I knew
that.
I knew that you wrote something for, I believe it may have been like a compilation type of book, but I didn't know you've written so much. So it was also news to me.
I'm a part of this writing group. Well, I started writing. I actually started writing when I was still just a kid. I wrote a children's play when I think I was like 10, and I wrote, I started on a children's book, which I was writing when I was still pretty young. I don't remember exactly how old I was. I was pretty young, and I started writing poetry when I was a kid, and I did illustrations, and so that's where it started. And then back when I first got onto Facebook, I think it was like 2010 that I got on Facebook, I think it was 2010 or 2000. Yeah, that's about right. Something like that. Anyway, one of the people I connected with soon after I got on Facebook is an editor and writer. His name is Topher Adam. He's such a talented person. He's an artist. He's a makeup artist. He's a songwriter, a singer, a writer. He had this magazine called Dark Beauty Magazine, which was gorgeous. Oh, photographer, an amazing photographer. He would do these amazing, like kind of gothic, horror-esque, horror-themed photo shoots. And somehow we got connected. And I sent him, he was doing the magazine, Dark Beauty Magazine, and he had only had one issue. His very first issue had just come out when I first started talking to him, and he had me send him a sampling of my writing. And I was writing about quantum physics and just the whole everything is happening all at once kind of theory. And it was like, it wasn't fiction. It was nonfiction. It was just something that I was writing about it. And he was very excited to get that. And he had me join the magazine as a writer contributor. And I wrote for that magazine for 5 solid years. And that magazine was a monthly magazine. It was available online digitally, but it also was available in print form. And I think I hope I have every month for that whole 5 years. I think I have a copy of almost every month, I think. But anyway, so I started writing. I wrote some nonfiction things, but then I started writing short stories for the magazine. Then when I was at the point where I was so busy with my acting career that I just had to kind of bow out. I was like, I love writing for you in this magazine, but I have too many time restrictions. I just don't have time. So I stopped writing for them. But several years ago, one of my very dear friends, he's one of my very best friends. His name is Michael Haberfellner. He lives in Vienna. Itai, do you know Michael Haberfellner?
Yes, from
Michael Haberfellner.
Research My Trash.
Yes, he has this. You know Michael, right, Todd?
Yep.
Yeah. So he has this website called Search by Trash. He contacted me. This is way back. This is like what I got back into acting. He contacted me for an interview, and he's such a loving person. And we, over a course of a little bit of time, we became the best of friends, and we've been best friends for years. I love that guy. So several years ago, he's part of this writing group called WPAD. I had to think of the letters. WPAD Publications, which stands for Writers, Poets, and Deviants. But he was part of that writing group. So he talked to them about me because I was already writing a lot of stuff, for the magazine and other things. And he talked to them about me and told them about me, and they invited me to join their group, which is really cool. So they put out, I got to get rid of that thing off my screen. So they put out, here, I'll show you. They put out these books, like, I think they put out pretty much 2 books a year, sometimes more than 2 books, but I think it's mainly 2 books a year. Is this backwards?
Nope.
No, it's fine.
It
Fairy
is?
tales, yeah.
It's forward.
Oh, it's backwards for me, but
Yeah.
anyways, so this is the latest in the book. And I have to give a shout out to Jason Kemp. He does all the artwork for all the books.
Very
and
cool.
Nice.
it's amazing. So here's the publication company, WPAD. Well, it says presents, but it's publications. And they do all these beautiful books. This is the latest one that just came out a couple months ago. And I've been meaning to do a video talking about all the books that I've been in with them. I think this is my 10th book with them.
Oh, wow.
And yeah. And so I actually brought out all the books. It's pretty heavy. So
I see there's
yeah.
a couple of books.
Yeah, so let's see. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I have 9 here, but I thought there was 10. Do I have 10? 1, 2, 3. Well, I thought it was 10, but maybe it is just 9. I don't know. I think I left one out. I might have one still in the cupboard, but so there's that. But if anybody's interested, these are all available on Amazon. So this is the latest one, Furry Tales and Feathers and Scales. And my book, my story in this is Max and the Snurple. I love that story. And then the one before it was the one that published before it is Deviant Shadows. And totally forgot what my story is in this one. Let's see. Oh, and again, the artwork is by Jason Kemp, so I'll have to let him know I gave him a shout out. And the editor, publisher is Mandy White, and she's become a good friend. What's my story in this one? Oh, and Michael Haberfellner's stories are all in here, of course. And all these people are friends of mine. Oh, I wrote a story called Going Medieval.
Nice.
Going Medieval. And then, we've got a lot. We've got Going Extinct 2. I'm in that one. And then, but I have to say, all the covers are done by Jason Kemp, and they're all amazing. But this one's my favorite.
Oh,
very
nice.
cool.
Are you looking, Todd?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm looking.
Yeah, this is my favorite. It's Strange Adventures in a Deviant Universe. This one's my favorite cover. I love that so much. But I've got all sorts of stories. I've got stories in all of these. Plus, my friend who I mentioned a while back, Raina Young, aka Miss Misery, she puts together books. She's quite the author. She writes all these books. She does children's comic books, and she writes children's books, and they always have like a kind of spooky, fun Nickelodeon type theme. Right. And but she writes more serious stuff too. She's so good. But she put together this anthology book, which I have a story in. And let's see, this one has, I think this one has the alienation of something. Let's see, what's mine? Oh, right. The alienation of John Ballou. And if you decide to get this story, and I have my story in one of the WPAD books too, but it happens to be based on a true life, real story. And then I'm in this book. It came from the darkness. Nice. And I have another big book that I'm going to be a part of, which is my friend Dennis Daniels' book. And I forgot the name of his book. It's a horror. It's a giant book about horror movies. God, why can't I think of the name of it right now? I'm sorry, Dennis, but I wrote a big thing. One of my favorite movies is Dr. Sleep.
Nice.
So he asked me he asked me what my favorite horror movie was, and I really had to think about it. But then I'm like, Dr. Sleep. That's gotta be my favorite. I researched that movie so much, and I wrote this really kind of long, in-depth article about it, and he was amazed. He loved it. But yeah, I do a lot of writing. I also do script writing, screenplays. I'm working on a couple screenplays. And I've talked to Todd about maybe collaborating with him on something. And yeah, so I've been involved with that for many years. And it's not something that I talk about a lot. So thank you for letting me talk about that.
Well,
Sure.
well, that's definitely something that, when we started, when our friendship continued to grow, that was something that you threw out there. And I was like, wow, when we were kind of gearing up to do this show, I was like, you know what, we need to talk about your writing, because I don't think a lot of people knew about that. So that was definitely something I wanted to bring up. So yeah, I mean, that's cool. I mean, I wish I had the patience to sit down and write those kind of things. I just, I've tried to write two books at probably 10 different times. And I get through with a chapter and then I'm like, okay, I got other things to do.
What were the books about?
I was actually doing a novel version of China White, a movie that I made a long time ago, but I had this whole trilogy that I wanted to do. And I have outlines for all three of them. And I was trying to actually get some money to make movies out of all of them. And then I made a movie, but the original movie, China White, and then I was going to just remake it because I'm not happy with what I did when I did that. And then I had this whole trilogy that follows some of these characters throughout three movies. So I decided I was going to try and write books out of them. So I did outlines for them. And then I wrote like 2 chapters for the first one. And then I just found I liked writing scripts better, and I'm better at writing scripts. I'm just not super good at detail when it comes to writing a novel.
That's the thing. The thing.
Yeah.
But I have to give you a lot of credit for writing a couple chapters, because that's very daunting. If you're thinking about writing something that's extremely long, like I wrote half a script and it was very detailed. The script I wrote many years ago. And then my computer got malware and I lost my script, and I hadn't emailed it to myself, and I lost my script. I have all the notes in the story in my head, but after losing it, it's just the idea of sitting down and redoing everything I already did from scratch is just like, I haven't done it. But I have to tell you, these books, the WPAD books and the other anthology books I'm in, these are short stories. Some of my short stories are long. They're very long short stories, but it's not a whole novel. My husband, Eric, he actually has written several books of stories. Wow. And yeah, he's very good. He's a very good writer. I have to give a shout out to my husband, Eric, for being a talented writer.
Right on.
But yeah, these stories, these books that I've been in with the WPAD people, so when I first started writing stories for them, for their books, they weren't like super short stories, but they were regular short stories. But as I've grown as a writer over the years, my short stories get longer and longer and longer and longer. So they have a max, word count that, don't go over this, which is a pretty long word, nobody does that. But I'm exceeding the max, like going a little over the max, and I'm like, okay, well, I really have to get to the point where I'm actually going for it and really writing like a book, you
Right.
know.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
here's an idea. Why don't you take all the short stories that you've written for those books, put them all together, and release that as one book of
Well, I
Deborah
could do
Lamb
that.
short
I could do
stories.
that. Yeah. And then the latest story that I've written in the last publication, the Furry Tales book, Max and the Snurple, that story, I had a complete idea about a complete book, like a whole book about that story. So I will one day write that book. And the last year that I was a writer for Dark Beauty magazine, we came up together, Topher Adam, the editor, and I came up together the idea, because I'd been writing all these short stories for each, what do you call it? Magazine that came out each month, each publication, each month. I'd come up with a short story to write. But the last year, I decided to continue to a continuation of one story through the whole year for all 12 issues.
Oh, nice.
Called The Dark Stranger, which was based on just a basic idea he had. So I came up with this idea of, the basic idea was, you know, the story about the devil. So I took that concept of story about the devil and following the devil's escapades, and I placed it in turn of the century Arizona, in a dusty old, like, you know, little old town in Arizona, and Satan comes to town because he's got some business to take care of there. So each issue of that whole year, I had a new chapter.
Nice.
And I do plan someday in taking all 12 chapters, and I'd have to rewrite it a little bit, because at the beginning of each issue of each new episode, you know, I kind of did a little recap of the last one, and I'd have to rewrite it a little bit, but I do want to put all of those together to make one book, to novel.
That'd be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Very interesting to see.
It's on my to-do list, but I've been so busy with acting, so.
And sometimes after you go and do those acting gigs, well, I mean, not just acting. I mean, when you go and make a movie, you know, regardless of whether you're on it, you know, for 3 days or 3 weeks, when you're done, you're not exactly wanting to come home and sit down and write a book, you know?
Oh no, yeah, I need to like regroup. Let me check something. I'm watching the macaroni and cheese. It has another like 10 minutes, honey.
Okay.
Here's one we prepared earlier.
For those watching and keeping track of the macaroni and cheese, it's almost done, honey. So see, I'm multitasking. So
this is a first.
The space is killing me.
Cooking on our show.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, just heating something up in the oven. But my husband Eric's home, you know, from a long day at work, and he's out on the patio enjoying a beer. So.
Nice.
We were talking about, you know, changing this sort of into a cooking show. So, you know, this is the first step.
Yeah, we're working on that. So there you go.
A
vegan cooking show.
Well, if I'm in it, then I would cook vegan stuff. That's for sure. I'm just plugging my phone back in. But yeah, so anyway, what were we talking about? We were talking about books. I got to share some of the stuff I've been cut out of, and some of my earlier exploits, and fire eating. And I think you wanted to bring up the dancing. You said something about when we were talking before.
Well, you kind of hit on it, you know, when you're talking about coming up. Now, one thing I am going to say, for anybody out there who remembers the I don't know, would they be considered R&B Ready for the World? Would that be?
Yeah. I was in a Ready for the World music video, and The Crash.
Yeah,
The Crash.
Yep. And those are all late 80s. And
And there was
and they're
artist,
all on YouTube. So,
yeah, and if you go to my YouTube channel, they're on my YouTube channel too.
Yep.
I put them on a playlist, on a music video playlist. If you go to my YouTube channel and you go to the playlist and you find the one, I think it has short films and music videos.
Mhm.
But anyway, you'll see music videos, and there's The Crash, Ready for the World, a video by Wendy Meharry, and then there's this other guy, Leon Silvers III. We had a great song, and that was a cute video. But I guess the biggest, most well-known was Ready for the World. And To Crash came in second.
Right. Yeah. That it was kind of funny because when you came out to shoot your to shoot the teaser trailer for Paradise Road, we sat in the living room and went through, and Deborah just dug, type this in. Well,
I was also in this.
Yeah.
Was I showing you my music videos?
Yeah. That was the night that you had a couple of shots of tequila.
There you go. That explains it. And then there's the music video that the club owner at this club that I used to work at, decades ago, this club called Peanuts. It was in Santa Monica. No, I'm sorry. It was in Hollywood, but it was on like Santa Monica Boulevard. And it was a very popular club called Peanuts. And lots of big celebrities went in there, like Cher and Sandra Bernhard, is that her name? And lots of those kind of people went in there. A lot of LGBTQ. Am I getting all the letters right? Yep. I think I got all the letters right.
Yeah, you did.
No, wait, it's
LGBTQ.
You said, Todd, what
you said it right.
You said it right. You're fine.
Did I say it right the first time?
Yeah.
All those people. It was that kind of club. And I always dance on lesbian night, and it was a great crowd. I loved that club. I danced there for years, and it was a fun place. And it was like a regular bar and dance club, but then on certain nights they would, for like an hour, they would clear the floor, and they had lights, all the good lights, and then you'd have a group of performers one by one come out and do their show. And I had so much fun working there. I had great shows. But the club owner let me use the club one day, off hours, like during the day, but the light guy was there. So I was able to have a video guy come and videotape me dancing, performing some of my routines. So there's this one video, there's two videos on my YouTube channel. One is Miss Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. And that one is, there's a little intro with some Pink Floyd music. Oh, no, it's an intro from music from Wild at Heart. That's right. And then it goes into Smooth Criminal. That's a good one. And then there's another one where I'm dancing to Shock the Monkey. That's a good one too. So they're both on there if people care to search on Deborah Lamb's YouTube
I'll put a screen grab up for that too. I'm looking at your YouTube channel right now. So So
so my old dancing days, I keep thinking, maybe someday I'll get to do a role where, of course, I'm much older now, but maybe I can dance around.
Oh, you're not.
Well, yeah, I mean, the years go by and you get older. That's how it works. But that was
Itai.
Huh?
I said,
what's that?
Bald. I said, or you go bald, right? Itai.
What? Oh.
I've been shaving my head since I was 20, long before I started going bald.
I'm sorry.
I actually did it for the comfort. It's a lot easier to take care of. I used to have long hair before.
Well, Eric Eric shaves his head. Well, he doesn't completely shave it, but he does the real close ones.
Yeah,
But
same.
when he was younger, the hair. I mean, he had hair. But I keep going back to the dancing. I keep thinking maybe someday I'll get to do a little dancing around. Like Christopher Walken. He's always dancing.
Yes.
In Weapon of Choice, the Fatboy Slim.
But in his films, there's a lot of films where he dances. Maybe not a lot. Like there's Joe Dirt. He's the dancing janitor. There's that. Oh, I don't know what it's called. He's
currently in a BBC series called The Outlaws. I've actually been watching it. It's pretty good, and he's done just a little bit of dancing in there as well. So
he fits it in. And even I think it's The King of New York. Mm-hmm. I think he does a little dancing.
Yep, he does some stuff like that.
He likes to boogie.
Huh? Oh, that's a great movie. That's a great movie. There's this video that somebody put together on YouTube, and I love it. It compiles all his dancing from all his different movies. Oh, and he was in Cabaret with Catherine Zeta-Jones and
Chicago. You mean
Chicago?
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you so much. I'm glad you know the name of it. But Chicago with Catherine Zeta-Jones and Renee Zellweger. Yeah. I didn't know. I haven't seen the movie yet. I want to see it, but because of that compilation, and I know Catherine Zeta-Jones is in it because I've seen some of the other videos from her singing and dancing, and then you see him with her, and I'm like, I didn't know he was in that movie.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's very good.
Yeah. Chicago is definitely
because Todd and I also started our careers in dancing. No.
Well, I know Todd was a DJ.
Well, yeah, that was my other book that I was actually trying to write. Angie,
and you're going to write a screenplay for the DJ too.
The screenplay is done. The screenplay is done. I just, in fact, that's what we were using as a template to be able to follow was the book. And then what I was doing was taking each scene from the script and trying to elaborate with my lack of being able to give a whole lot of detail. So that, and I think we did, I talked and Angie typed, because she's like blazing fast as a typist. And so I was talking, she was typing, and I think we got 3 chapters done on that, but then, life happens and we got busy and.
Oh yeah, I know. You know how that goes. Yep.
Don't mind the mac and cheese is ready.
The macaroni and cheese is ready. I gotta call Eric in to get his vegan mac and cheese. Here. I can multitask. I can talk to you all and talk to the audience.
I know. It's
and get macaroni and cheese.
So yeah,
I'm just fascinated seeing where the macaroni and cheese are going and everything.
Well, here. Wait, I can't see if I'm showing you.
It's like a mystery episode.
There.
Yummy.
He's got
look like.
he's out there listening to music, so he can't hear a thing.
No.
So I have to go tell him that his usually he has something much better than this, but he's trying to not make a lot of noise. So I have to, honey, your mac and cheese is ready.
That's awesome.
Yeah, our audience gets to see a little more of Deborah than they thought.
Oh, I'm extremely domestic.
That's awesome.
Nice.
So, but awesome. I have a bunch of films coming out.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
You Like to Draw is out, and that's for people who don't know. It's out
Tubi and Amazon Prime.
It's exactly. It's on Amazon Prime and Tubi.
Yeah. Catch it on Tubi. Tubi is always best. Yep.
Yeah,
Okay, I bought it.
Always send people to Tubi that way because Amazon Prime.
It's better for the creators. Yeah.
Amazon.
Because what?
It's better for the filmmakers because Amazon pays us this much.
Oh.
Yeah. They used to pay us really good until a while ago when they did their little cleansing of.
Well, a few times it becomes less and less and less. So, yeah.
I heard all about that.
Yeah, I think we're down to like 12 cents a view now.
I think it's like for a section of minutes, it's like it's basically pennies. But yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tubi is a lot more sort of fair. And,
rah Tubi then.
Yeah.
So go watch You Like to Draw on Tubi.
There you go.
And then while you're at it, there's another film that's fun. Now, You Like to Draw, for those who don't know, You Like to Draw. Todd wrote it and directed it. I helped.
Yes, you did.
But as Eric always calls it the shake and bake girl. I helped. So we're always doing that. I helped. But and then also a murder mystery comedy that I shot a couple years ago directed and written by my dear friend Mark Pirro, who I was in Death Row Game Show that he did. Well, the new one that I worked with him on is The Deceased Won't Desist. It's on Tubi. But I worked with him one of the first films way back in the beginning of my career was Death Row Game Show. And I think it's a 1990 film. And I worked with Mark Pirro on Death Row Game Show. That movie is hilarious. And then he's so funny. His writing's so funny. So The Deceased Won't Desist it's off color. A lot of it's very, politically incorrect, but it's hella funny, and it's on Tubi.
Yep.
Well, there's one line in it that I loved.
Oh, you saw it?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's where another character tells you that blood is thicker than water, and your response is, so is diarrhea. I thought that was really funny.
Yeah, I love that one.
Actually, Todd, I think if you watch The Deceased Won't Desist, you get it would crack you up. I
have watched it.
We both watched it.
Yeah, we both watched it. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we both watched it.
Oh, cool.
On Tubi, I believe.
On Tubi.
Tubi, everybody, watch everything on Tubi if you can. Yep. And then and the couple of films that I have that are going to be coming out soon are a Western that I actually worked on in a couple years ago, and it's about to come out. It's going in the film festival circuit right now, but it's a fantasy Western. It's called Showdown in Yesteryear. And I play the love interest in the Old West. And I don't want to give really anything away in the story, but it's about a down on his luck, wannabe cowboy in present times. And terrible things happen to this poor guy, and he's so depressed, and he's at the end of his rope, and then something magical happens, and he ends up in the Old West. And it's a beautiful story. And I haven't seen any footage of me in any of my scenes, but I've seen footage of, other scenes and some of the action shots, and it looks amazing. So I can't wait to see it. They just had a cast and crew screening, which I wasn't able to attend, I think just a week ago. And I can't wait to see it. But yeah, there's that. And then there's a movie called Blood Covered Chocolate. Oh, I have to say the names Aaron Bratcher directed it, and Tim O'Hearn produced it, and Gregory Lamberson wrote it, and Jeff Grinnell starred in it, and then I have another film that hopefully will be coming out pretty soon, called Blood Covered Chocolate. My good friend Monty Light wrote it and directed it, and there's some great people in that. Hélène, I can never say her name right. It's French, so she says it's spelled Helen, but she doesn't pronounce it that way. It's Hélène.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think you got it. I think you got
Helen.
you got it.
It's Helen.
No, it's Ellen.
Oh yeah, okay. The H is.
You don't say the H, but Ellen Udy. Ellen Udy. She's such a good friend of mine, and I can never say her name right. But I finally got to be in a movie with her. Sorry, I'm saying your name wrong. But yeah. So, and the cast crew private screening for that's going to be at the end of the month. And guess what? I can't go because I'm going to be working on finding Nicole.
Well, you know what though? I mean, if you think about it, not being able to make screenings, yes, on one hand, it kind of sucks a little bit because, you know, you're a part of it and you want to be there with everybody else to see it. But at the same time, you're working.
Yeah, I'm not there. The ones that I've missed, well, the one for Showdown and Yesteryear, I missed because it was like in Texas and I just I couldn't go. I had the other things that I was doing. I wasn't working on a film, but I just couldn't go. And so I was sad, but yeah, you're right. Yeah. Right. But yeah, so I have a lot of really exciting things coming up and I'm really, really so excited to be working with Katie and Harley Wallen and on their film Finding Nicole.
Yeah, I went through the IMDb on that. I mean, you got Sean Whalen in there, who's been in a ton of stuff.
Sean.
And so, you know, I mean, just Richard Tyson. Yeah. I mean, the lineup on that one, if you go to the IMDb page, which I suggest you do, and
please everybody go to the Finding Nicole IMDb page.
Yep.
But before you do that, go to the DEBRA LAMB IMDb page. Then go to the Finding Nicole IMDb.
Go to the DEBRA LAMB.
One leads to the other.
Yep. And then click on the Finding Nicole and then
Finding Nicole.
It all floats. We all float down here. So yeah, you've got a great lineup of stuff. And then, you know, we're still working on trying to get some money for Paradise Road and
right.
I want to get that done. And
yeah.
So if there are any investors, producers who, you know, executive producers who want to throw some money into that one, just contact Todd about that.
I'm kind of working on something and I'm praying that it works out. To help get Paradise Road.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, anybody out there who wants you know what it is, Todd. I told you.
Well, okay. So I was trying to pretend like I didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
So we're just, you know, Paradise Road is kind of one of those things that it's a really good story, and you know, with the right cast members on this thing, you know, which includes Deborah. I have talked to Paul Lamatt from American Graffiti, John Milner. I talked to him. I'm not so
Rhonda Williams.
Yes, Rhonda Williams. And you talked to
Sally Kirkland?
It was Sally Kirkland, yes, but you also comedian.
Judy Tenuta.
You'd talk to her about it too. So, you know, that's another reason I want to make sure we've got some good money for this, because, you know, the people that are involved, obviously I can't make movies for free anymore. You know, I think I did when we did the Chip. Yeah. That was the last movie that I did that paid. So everything from here on out is just going to be, everybody has to get paid. to get these things done. So, but I wrote a part for Judy Tenuta. I mean, when you told me that you talked to her, I went back into the script and I'm like, okay, well, if we're going to put her in there, I said, this is what I'm going to do. So I literally went in and wrote a part for her. So here's the hope, and she still wants to do it.
We'll have to just see. But if she's unavailable, of course, there's lots of really talented people who could.
Right. Obviously.
So we'll see what happens. Yeah. But I'm really oh, sorry. Go ahead, Itai.
No, go ahead. It's fine.
I was just going to mention that also, Todd, you're working on your the other one with Bree. What do you call it? The exorcism one.
Oh yeah, Shadows of the Night. We're doing that one.
Yeah. That looks really good. It looks really good.
We're going to start our fundraising for that here in a couple of weeks. I'm waiting to hear back from the Eloise Asylum in Michigan to if we can get that, then I will just kick it out, because literally everything is ready. All I'm waiting on is an answer from them as far as what their pricing is going to be, and then everything's going to kick in for the fundraising. So
and you have On a Blue Day. On a Blue Day,
yep. Our autism movie, and so
which I'm a part of.
Yep, you're playing the mom who rents out the side house on your property. So that one's gonna be good too. I mean, it's kind of one of those things. I mean, I don't know about you, Deborah, but when I put that trailer together, and I know Itai, you don't cry, so it's okay, but it was one of those things, and I was watching the trailer, and as it goes through, I sat there and I'm like bawling like a bitch. I mean, I was just like, wow, God, this is going to be so good. I gotta get on this. I gotta write a script. I gotta, because
On a Blue Day.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, I remember seeing it, but it was a while back, so I'm having trouble picturing what was in the trailer, but I do remember that I was very impressed.
Yeah.
When I saw it.
Yeah. You asked me what shot it on. You were like going, what did you shoot that on? Like,
yeah. I was very impressed with the look of it. It looked amazing.
So yeah, thank you. So yeah, here's the hope in that one. That one kicks in too. I gotta find some time now to just sit down and write these damn things, because every time it seems like I was talking to Angie last night. I said, every time I feel like I have an opportunity to sit down and write these things, I literally will put it into my schedule, and then paying clients pop back up, and I'm like, okay, well, I can't do it today now. I push it down and push it. Well,
we were just talking about that yesterday, that we need a longer week, like a 9-day week.
Exactly. We need a 9-day week.
But then,
what's these 7 days? Todd, it's not enough.
Yeah.
But then, Todd, you go ahead and what do? I know how busy you already are, but look, now you've got a show, the Straight Shooter show. I'm like, what's he doing the show for? He's so busy. I know how freaking busy you are. And so I'm like, but I'm really happy to see you and Itai doing this show, because you both are such film lovers. You really are filmophiles and cinephiles and just lovers of film. Yeah. So I know this got to be a great outlet for you to talk to all these different people about all these different films and film projects, and it's fun, Yeah,
I've enjoyed the hell out of it. I don't know about you, Itai.
Yeah, we realized that we were spending too much time just chatting about film and stuff every now and again. We thought, why not do that on a show? And at least then, we make something of that, and it's not,
if we're going to spend
not exactly time wasted, but
if we're going to spend 2.5 hours talking about it, we might as well be, what's the word I'm looking for?
productive.
well, recording it.
Yep.
Well, and then, all you have to do is throw a guest in there like me or, any one of your other guests. And there you go. And then you can talk about films all night long.
And we kind of
Well, that's the evolution of this show.
Yeah,
it started out being that. We talked about film and stuff. And then we started doing chats with guests. And we thought, you know what? This is better. Let's keep this going.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It was definitely one of those things that the guest thing, I said, man, this works. This really is good. So
yeah.
We're having fun with this. Definitely.
And, of course, I love being asked to come on shows, which I don't do that many, not as many anymore because, I'm so busy. So I'm a little more like, picky about whose show I would come on. But, when you ask me, it's like, of course. Are you kidding me? Of course I'm going to come on the show. But I love being able to talk about other people's films. Like I'm enjoying talking about your guys' stuff. I'm sorry, Itai, we haven't really been talking about your stuff. But because I know what Todd's doing, so I already know about it. But I'm having a good time just talking about, stuff besides my stuff, So Todd,
I spend most of my time promoting other people's work.
I know you do.
But I'm also a bit different with upcoming projects. I generally would not promote a project until I've finished writing the script. I'm just extra, I don't know, cautious. Some people would say anal about this kind of thing. I just have to have it, all there before I start promoting it. So yeah,
that's okay. It's okay. Shit. But you have,
I do shit bass backwards. So it's like I come up with an idea.
Oh no, most people do that. Like even if they don't shoot a trailer, they would start, promoting it, which is fine. It's just I have this kind of a sort of a cautious mentality about things in general.
Right.
So I kind of think rather than sort of paint myself into a corner, because if I start talking about it, I have to do it.
Right.
If I don't talk about it, I can still jump to another project or a few and move things around. So once I lock it in, I hate changing, dates or whatever, or if I schedule something to be released on a certain date or shot on a certain date.
But people understand that's how filmmaking is.
People do.
They understand.
He doesn't.
You plan on doing something.
Doesn't understand.
I'm not very understanding, of that kind of thing about myself. So yeah.
Okay.
Oh man.
It's just my nature. But yeah, I'm working on a few things. It's just I don't talk about them. There's actually a couple of things I'm working on with Todd that Todd is like, so can we just start promoting that? I'm like, no.
Well,
let's wait until we have more.
Come on, dude, we need to start talking about this shit. We need to start getting something. He's like, no, I'm not ready yet.
Well, maybe
let's hold off on that until
maybe you'll give Todd permission to tell me, when we're not on camera.
We can tell you, no problem. Okay. When we're not recording, we can talk about it.
All right.
Yeah, I'll talk about it, Deborah. It's okay. It's don't say it out loud, but it's something we had already planned on working on. It's just it's
something not unfamiliar to you.
It's not unfamiliar to you.
Okay. All right.
So
when you tell me, I'll be like, oh, that. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh. Way to go, Todd.
What the fuck are you doing?
I'm like, I'm gonna kill him. No.
No, cool. Okay, I won't tell you guys.
Okay. There we go.
No, I'm just happy that Todd is wearing the My Indie Productions shirt, so I can't complain.
Yeah. And it looks good on you, Todd.
Thanks. I kind of think
He does.
All right. Well,
You guys, what do you think?
Did you have anything else you wanted to ask her about, Itai?
I think we've covered pretty much everything.
Yeah, we did.
We talked about a lot of stuff. And for the folks at home who don't know, we had technical difficulties. So
Issues, yeah.
Todd's going to be piecing this together, you know. So
I thought you were going to say we had technical difficulties and they were all Todd's fault.
Yeah.
So if you see a tie in one shirt and then you see him in another shirt, well, you'll know why. Because
yeah, and then all of a sudden I'm shirtless. That's a different video.
that's a whole nother video. So, all right.
Well, at least it's you this time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, Deborah, why don't you tell people where they can find you?
Oh, I just was going to say something really funny, but I was going to say,
Go ahead.
on the street corner, you know.
Oh,
working.
Yeah, just taking care of business, you know.
Yeah. Hustling. We're all hustling.
Yeah,
That's indie for you.
$20 is $20.
True.
Does anybody, where is that from? I hear that all the time. $20 is $20. Where is that from?
I don't know, but it works for any crowdfunding campaign in indie.
Yeah.
People make that joke. People make that joke a lot. And I know it's from a movie. I just don't know what it's from. Oh, Todd, look it up.
Okay.
It's, you know, I should have looked it up.
Todopedia. It's like Wikipedia, but with Todd.
To the internet. $20 is $20.
He's like a superhero searcher.
Yeah.
Online search.
We'll see if he finds it.
Well, there's
I don't know. It sounds like it could be generic. So it might not find it.
I think it's got to be from the movie.
It's a movie. It says I'm not gay, but $20 is $20.
Right. But what
It sounds
movie?
more familiar now.
It's from a video. It's not a movie.
Oh.
It's
an
older video that somebody said something in it, and it was like a sport. It's a sports video. So yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
well, anyway.
Okay. All right.
$20 is $20.
That went way out of left field. Or came way out of left.
So, so on that note, I see how this all started.
Where Lamb interview, god damn it.
It's actually gone into the DEBRA LAMB price list.
There you go.
$20 is $20.
$20.
But that's the starting. That's the base.
That's the
things can get more expensive beyond that.
Yeah.
But we don't talk about that.
Don't look for me in Fans Only. I'm not on there.
OnlyFans.
Is it OnlyFans? Oh, I got it mixed up. OnlyFans.
Fans
No.
OnlyFans.
No.
Todd and I are on OnlyFans.
Are you?
Not.
Oh my God.
No, we keep our shirts on.
Yeah. That's
Most
why,
of the time.
What about your
we don't
pants?
make any money.
What about
Pants? No, we
pants?
don't. We were talking about that before. We don't wear them.
You don't wear pants.
There's no need.
You keep your shirts on, but you're pantsless.
Yeah.
We like to stay comfortable.
Yep. All right.
Cool.
Well, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll tell you where.
Oh.
Well, wait.
Go ahead.
I didn't tell him where
It's not really the street corner.
Well, here's what we'll do. We're going to start this over, and I'm going to do the wrap up where I say, well, thanks for joining us.
Funny.
And then I will ask you where can.
But that was funny. That was funny. You should leave it in.
Okay. All right.
Leave it in.
All right.
Okay, but I'll do it. I'll do it.
All right.
I'll do this.
All right.
Okay.
So, ladies.
Okay. So.
Go.
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna do it. Okay. Ready?
Go.
Okay. So. Where you can really find me, no, not on the street corner, is, well, I'm on Facebook. And you know my name, DEBRA LAMB. It's right there on the screen. And please look me up on IMDb. Look me up, DEBRA LAMB. You can see the movies I'm in. See past movies, upcoming movies, old movies, all the movies. And what?
It's a long list on IMDb.
Oh, it's a long.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
She's got a
yeah,
long
it's
list.
a long list. You keep scrolling and scrolling. But also, I'm on YouTube, so I got a lot of videos. I got playlists, so you can check out some stuff on there, and the dancing videos that we were talking about.
Yep.
And then you can find me on Instagram. I love Instagram. It's easy. All you do is go down and you can see everybody's pictures. You don't have to look at all the talkie. You can just look at pictures. And just look at pictures. I like that.
Okay.
And I'm not on what's the thing that everybody's doing?
Twitter.
It's
TikTok.
Yeah, I'm not on TikTok. I got too much.
But you are on Twitter.
But I don't really. I'm really good at retweeting stuff, but I don't really do much tweeting myself because I'm busy. I can't handle it.
We can
Throw
relate.
up pictures,
I got
put a
Instagram.
hashtag, and call it good.
Well, what I do is I share my stuff from Instagram to Facebook, but sometimes I do stuff on Facebook because I can't do it on Instagram. And then, but it's like, sometimes I share it to Twitter too, but it's like, it's too much. I got to get some actual work done, And I like thanking everybody. People are commenting and I want to thank them all. It's like, thank you. Because it's very nice of people.
That's one thing that I will say. If Deborah likes you, she will thank you, and she will thank everybody who comments, regardless if there's 3 people or 23 people or 43 people
or 200
or 200
or 200 people.
It's just like, if she's got the time, which she doesn't, most of the time she doesn't, but when she does, she'll thank everybody. She'll thank everybody for commenting on something. She'll comment on your things. And Deborah is extremely what?
Yeah, she's also great at sharing and retweeting.
Yeah,
because I've tagged her on your posts that I promote, and she's been very good at retweeting and sharing. So yeah,
I try, but there are some posts where I get a lot of comments, and I give everybody the heart button. And sometimes I can comment on some people's stuff, but I don't always have the time. But I try because it's nice. I really appreciate people and when they support you and they take time to say something, and I appreciate it. And I want them to know, hey, I appreciate you for saying something. That was really nice of you to say something. Thanks.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So Itai, where can everybody find us if they're looking for us?
They can find us on the street corner. No, they can find us.
Was that you? I thought that was you.
I was like, this is my corner. Get away from me.
That was you. That's right. You were wearing a funny hat. They didn't recognize you. Yeah, that was you.
No mention of the hot pants I was wearing. Okay.
Hey, the hot pants that was a nice touch. That was a nice touch.
It works.
It works.
You look good. You look good, Itai. Hey, Todd, you should join us.
No,
you gotta join us out.
I'm good. I got bad ankles.
we got a good street corner going on. There's, the more the merrier. There's room on that street corner. There's a bus bench. You can sit on the bus bench and just hang out with us on the old street corner.
We should start franchising this thing.
There you go. The street corner.
The street corner. We're on the.
Never been done before.
I see.
What are you selling? We're selling credits on IMDb. That's what we're selling.
I see. I see it. I see a new series, Todd.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Street Corners with DEBRA LAMB.
Well, it wouldn't be with DEBRA LAMB. Just, there you go.
It just sounds better that way.
Yeah, just give me a credit for coming up with your new TV show.
Story by. There you go. All right. So
Yeah.
Itai.
Executive produced.
Itai, you can help produce it.
There you go. There you go.
The street corner. Yeah. And we can make guest appearances.
All right. Itai, where can people find us?
They can find us everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, which Todd is handling. I'm handling the Facebook. You can find Todd and I on myindieproductions.com. We have our own pages there. We are also, I am on Twitter. My Indie Productions is on Twitter. Everywhere. We are very, very accessible. And of course, the email address that is on this screen somewhere.
Right above Itai's
you can always
head.
catch us there.
It's right above Itai's head. So if you watch this,
you see it?
Right up there. So if you'd like to make mention of someone you'd like to see on the show, or if you want to be on the show, or if you know somebody that would like to come on our show, please send us an email at the straightshootershow@gmail.com. And Deborah, do you have any last words before we head out?
Well, I was just going to say that after people see this episode, everybody's going to want to be on your show because they're going to see how much fun it is.
And we have a lot of fun, don't we, Itai?
We do.
Yeah, we do.
I think if we didn't, we wouldn't be doing it. So
yeah. That's good. But I just want to thank you, Todd, and you, Itai, for having me on your show. I had a lot of fun, and I want to thank all the people out there who have supported me all these years, and new friends and old friends and family and everybody for, following what I do and like caring what I'm doing. And please go to my IMDb page. You can see all the stuff that's happening. And I have a lot of really exciting stuff coming up. And I'm very grateful and fortunate to be doing what I do. And I have a lot of wonderful, wonderful friends and fans out there. And so I'm very grateful to all of them.
Awesome.
And anybody who wants that mac and cheese recipe will be contacting Deborah.
That's right.
So, yeah.
Message her on Facebook and she will forward that vegan mac and cheese recipe to you.
But yeah, Deborah, thank you for joining us. It's been really awesome. We've had great fun.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So thank you guys for out there for watching. And don't forget, once again, like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Thanks again for watching The Straight Shooter Show.
See you soon at a street corner near you.
Absolutely. Have a good night. Goodbye.